Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. A constable call by Seamus Heaney. His bicycle stood at the window sill, the rubber cowl of a mud splasher striking the front mudguard, its fat black handle grips, hitting in sunlight the spud of the dynamo gleaming and cocked back. The pedal teeth hanging relieved of the boot of the law. His cap was upside down on the floor next his chair. The line of its pressure ran like a bevel in his slightly sweating hair. He had unstrapped the heavy ledger, and my father was making tillage returns in acres, roots, and eggs. Arithmetic and fair, I sat staring at the polished holster with its buttoned flap, the braid cord looped into the revolver butt, and other root crops, mangolds, marrow stems, anything like that? No. But was there not a line of turnips where the seed ran out? In the potato field, I assumed small gilts and sat imagining the black hole in the barracks. Put his cap back with two hands and looked at me as he said goodbye. A shadow moved in the window. He was snapped the carrier spring over the ledger, his boot pushed off, and the bicycle ticked, ticked, ticked. Very simple poem, no philosophies over there, just that's the event which he is reminding of his childhood. He is reminding an incident of his childhood when a constable, a policeman, came in his house at his farmhouse and where he met with his father, and what was the attitude and what was the manners. What were the manners of this constable at that spot was? He noticed it well, and poet says that when he was a child, when the constable came at his home, he was a bit afraid because he was also with pistol and heavy ledger, and he was a man of law. Very simple incident he is telling us. That is not an incident, that is just a story of his childhood. His bicycle stood at the windowsill. Constable was there, and constable came with bicycle, and he placed his bicycle with the window sill. Sill means edge. The rubber cowl of mud splasher. There is a mud splasher, such type of thing is over there. Mud splasher that is present on the mud guard. Mud guard. Every bike and bicycle have a mud guard on the wheel. On the wheel there is a mud guard. Mud guard means a device which can stop the mud to splash. So there was also rubber cowl was also connected with the mud guard, and that was black rubber. Mud splasher, it is called mud splasher, and cowl. Cowl means also black something. Striking the front mud guard. With his front mud guard of bicycle, there was a mud splasher cowl. Its fat back handle grips, and there was also heavy handle grips were over there. Yes. Walaikum assalam. BA नहीं सारे नहीं मिले नहीं सारे फॉर दैट नहीं सिर्फ इंग्लिश मार्केट में जाएं और वहां से कोई बुक परचेज कर लें. ओके सो नाइस ऑफ यू. Okay. Simple is that Constable came on his bicycle. He also placed his bicycle with the wall near to window, and bicycle have grips, heavy, fat grips were over there by the handle. He is watching to the handle and handle grips. He is also watching the splasher with the mud guard. Just he is watching the bicycle. Simple as that. Heating in sunlight, and these grips were heating in sunlight. They were warm now. The spud of the dynamo, there's some, yes, हाँ जी, क्या बेटा क्या है, हाँ चलो ठीक है, मुझे दे दो, सेंड कर दो, बस सेंड कर दो मुझे. There is also electric light with the handle. Electric light. Dynamo mean electric light. Something. Spud mean there is a device on which this device is standing. There is like shovel nose, something is over there like this is over there, and on it is the dynamo gleaming, which is also shining in the sun, and cocked back and standing upright, uptight. The paddle teats hanging relieved, and now paddles of the cycle were easy now, relieved now. They were easy because there is no boot of law on it. Now the constable boot is not on the paddle are free. He is watching to a bicycle. At first paragraph he says that there is a mud splasher, there is a handle with handle, there are the heavy grips, handle grips, and after this he is saying that there is also an electric machine is over there, that is maybe light, and he is saying that this light is shining in the sunshine. At the same time he is saying that paddles are standing freely. At the same time he is saying that on these paddles there is no boot of law. His cap was upside down. Now the constable is sitting inside the room, and inside the room there is his cap is over there, and he weared off his cap and he placed it on the floor. On the floor he kept his cap. Next is chair, and there was next to chair, near to his chair he placed his cap on the floor. The line of its pressure ran like a bevel, and on his head there is a line of bevel. Mean on his head there is a slight line of the cap. After wearing of the cap there is a line on his hair. Clear? Line of the cap is just here. In his slightly sweating hair, because his hair was sweating. Sweating means for with wet work. Yes, due to sweat. He had unstrapped. He unstrapped the heavy ledger. He opened the big book, and my father was making tillage returns. And my father was making tillage returns. He was giving all. He was telling the detail of his all land. In acres, he is telling about acres. Roots is also something measurable for that is unit of measurement. Roots and parts. These are the name of part, as we say in our own language. Different names like meal, killa, something we say that. Same like there are also some acres and roots and parts. That's you can say that is a assumed measurements of the land. So constable is over there, and what is the purpose of the visit of the constable? That is, he is taking some detail about the land, how much land he kept, his father keeps. Arithmetics means there was something mathematical detail was over there, and fear. And I was a bit afraid. I sat staring at the forest holster. I was sitting near, and I was watching the pistol case, the cover of pistol, with its button flap, and there was on the cover there was some button flap was over there, the braid cord, and there was also a ribbon on it, looped into the revolver butt, and this ribbon was connected with the revolver butt. He is saying that first he saw the bicycle, then he saw the constable, Then he saw that his cap, and after this he is saying that he was also getting the butt of his pistol. And another root crops. Now, that is a question of Constable. Have you any other crops? Mangolds, mangolds crops, they are the name of the crops. Marrow stems. Is there any crop of marrow stems? Anything like that or something else? These are the questions by Constable. Answer is no. But was it not a line? And now the poet is thinking that when he was a child that there was a line. He was thinking there was a line of some crop was over there of turnips. He is thinking that there was also a line of turnip. His father is not telling to Constable. There was fear in him that turnip, a line of turnip is over there in our land. We have to tell to this Constable. If we will not tell him, then maybe the boot of law will be on them. Where the seed ran out, and where he is thinking that where the seed ran out, where they put the seed in the land, there was a line of turnips. In the potato field, they put the seeds, and with the seeds there was a line of turnip. His father is hiding, maybe it is. The poet is thinking, as a child, he is thinking in his mind, I assure small guilts, and I think that there was some guilt is over there. His father was doing something wrong. He was not telling the right details, and sat imagining the black hole in the barracks. And the poet says that he was sitting over there. He was afraid, and his father was not giving the right detail. So he is assuming the barracks, assuming the jail, black hole of jail. He was thinking his father can go into this jail because he is not giving the right detail. Fitted his cap back with two hands. Yes? Okay. Give me. He stood up, shifted the button case. He stood up and he closed the button case further round on his belt, and then he adjusted his belt, closed the Domesday book, and he closed the Domesday book. He closed the ledger, he closed the big book of the arithmetics, he closed this book, fitted his cap back, and he adjusted his cap back with two hands and looked at me as he said goodbye. And as the constable was going, he gazed the poet at the end. A shadow moved in the window. As he was moving out, a shadow came in the window. His mother was over there. His mother was watching that constable is going. Maybe she was also afraid. He was snapping the carrier spring, and now he was taking the carrier. Carrier means the back side where the sitting place is over there. Carrier is over there. Though he is taking the carrier spring over the ledger, and he adjusts his ledger. Ledger is the name of a book. Okay? His boot pushed off, and he pushed the pedal, and the bicycle ticked, ticked, ticked. And now the bicycle is gone with a ticked, ticked, ticked. Now, at the door, two symbolic meanings are over there. Tick, tick, tick. That is at the same time his indication of the departure of constable. At the same time, that is also the heart of the writer, heart of the poet as a child. Ticked, ticked, ticked. Okay? So nice of you. Take well care of yourself. Bye-bye.
Cap is on a point. Cap.